So we're gonna go through synthetic division, which is a shortcut when you're dividing by x minus k is what it's called. So x minus 5 is like x minus k. And so the k in this one is 5. Notice that if this is a negative 5, that my k is positive 5. If this would have been dividing by, say, x plus 5, then this would be a negative 5. So step one is to realize to use the opposite of this number. Now I went ahead and I'm putting off to the side how you would have done this in the past. We would have set it up with long division, and we have all this work here to be done. But the reason I wanted the long division set up is to help you realize what are the degrees on our answer. If you were to divide an x to the 4th, blah, 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 by x to the 1st, my answer is x to the 3rd. This shortcut is only going to give you these blue numbers here. It's going to give you the coefficients. So you have to realize that if you're dividing a 4th power by a 1st power, your answer is going to be to the 3rd power. So right away here, I'm going to just set up what my answer is going to look like. So dividing x to the 4th by x to the 1st, my answer will be x to the 3rd, x squared, x, and then we'll have a number plus a remainder over what you're dividing by. And since we're dividing by x minus 5, we're going to have plus the remainder over x minus 5. Now the synthetic division is going to reveal these coefficients. So to get it set up, you want to identify your coefficients. So looking at our original problem, the number in front of x to the 4th is 1. The number in front of x cubed is negative 4. In front of x squared is negative 7, and so on. So those numbers are going to go here, 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 here. Okay, so there's my leading coefficients. Now what I'm dividing by, x minus 5, I'm going to use positive 5, and that goes right here. So if this was x plus 8, I'd put a negative 8. If this was x minus 19, I'd put a positive 19. If it was x plus 1, I would put a negative 1. It's going to be the opposite. Then the strategy is you want to drop it down, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add. So one more time. Drop it down, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add. So what I mean by dropping it down is this 1 right here. This 1 right here, I'm going to drop it down. Now multiply. 5 multiplied by 1 is 5. So I'm going to write it right there. Add. Negative 4 plus 5 is 1. 5 multiplied by 1, 5. Add it together. Negative 7 and 5 make negative 2. 5 multiplied by negative 2 is negative 10. Add, and I get negative 2. Multiply. 5 times negative 2 is negative 10. Add, and I get negative 4. The very last number is always going to be your remainder. Okay, so then these numbers that we just found are the coefficients on the answers. So this one goes with this guy. This one goes with this one. And then I probably need to grab just a plus there. Okay, then this -2 goes here. This -2 goes here. And then the remainder -4 goes there. So my final answer when I simplify, 1x cubed is x cubed plus 1x squared is x squared minus 2x minus 2 plus a -4 over x minus 5. Now this one I did really slowly for you. So we're gonna do one where we just move a little quicker so you see them sliding in a little faster, a little more fluid. Okay, so for this one here, first thing I wanna do is identify the coefficients. So 3, -9, see how I'm missing an x to the first power? So I have 0x to the first plus 8. So these numbers are the numbers that go here. So I've got 3, -9, 0, and 8. That placeholder is a must. Okay, then what are we going to divide by? It's going to be the opposite of this number. And the reason is this comes from x minus k, right? So I'm going to take -2 and I'm going to put that one right there. Now before I go too far, I want to just emphasize what in general is my answer going to look like. If I'm dividing an x to the third by an x to the first, I'm going to end up with an x squared as my answer. So x squared, x to the first, a number and a remainder. So now we're going to find these numbers in front. So drop it down. So that 3 comes down. Multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add. So -2 times 3 is -6. Add, I get -15. Multiply, -2 times -15 is 30. Add, and I get 30. -2 times 30 is -60. Add, and I get -52. So my final answer, these are my coefficients on the answer. So there's 3x squareds, there's minus 15x, and then there's gonna be plus 30, and then this -52 is my remainder. So plus -52 over what I was dividing by.